So welcome to the Week 2 LEC Plus conference with Coach Gaax and support Mikyx. First question is for you, Gaax. How was preparation going into Week 2 after seeing the performances from Week 1?
So, we had clear goals on what to work on, right? And I think that made the whole week easier. Of course, not having grabs here, at least for me, was harder, of course. I needed to manage more things, but in general, I think the boys reacted pretty well. And I think they could also see themselves that we were actually improving at the things that we were working on. And I think also we showed it, at least, maybe not this game, but the other two games, we showed it on stage. So I'm pretty glad that we could find a way to get better for sure.
Specifically, Mickey, what were the things that you guys worked on since Week 1?
Well, I guess one of the things was dragon setups. Like I think in the G2 game, that kind of showed that we took control of the area. Except that was for Atakan, we just started it and actually poked them when they were coming in, because a lot of times when we had outrange comps, we just allowed enemy teams to walk into us and take control of the area without actually poking them. So that was something we worked on. Was it anything else?
You don't remember?
No.
We were working on the first and second voids, being on the mid wave, making sure that we are on the wave, and then discussing if we have to go through mid, through top.
Not sure if we show that on stage, but
yeah, sure.
Compared to the other one.
Yeah, sure.
But we're working on it, yeah. There's a lot of stuff to work on, of course.
For sure.
But so far on stage we showed that one thing well, I think.
Yeah. Alright, going into the game against Rogue, did you guys feel like you had prepared enough, all of these things? Because our showings in Week 1 looked maybe a little shaky. Mm-hmm. So Mickey, how did you feel as a player going into the Rogue match?
It felt a bit better just because of how scrims were. I think scrims were a lot more controlled and we could actually practice stage-like games. So there was not many flower Atakan spawning in scrims, where that was the case during the whole bootcamp and probably even the bit of start.
Yeah.
But now it's also just the revive one. And there was a lot of different drafts nowadays because people started seeing LCK LPL play. So there's a lot more Zyra, which was not really the case last week. So there was also a lot more poke compositions. So I guess I felt pretty well prepared for our first match, and even afterwards it felt like we had a good preparation for all the games. And I guess the first game we kind of messed up the draft. I guess the first game of the day, first game of the week.
Yeah.
Where we just
it's a classic.
Completely grief it. But the rest was good. So there's that.
Yeah. What went wrong during the draft, Gaax?
I don't want to talk about it too much, but let's say enemy team comp was outranging us a lot and our engage was not as reliable, we could say. If enemy team played a bit better, we could be in a pickle. Yeah. But we're Fnatic and we always manage a way to win.
Always?
Always.
90% of the times, let's say.
Yeah, and so I guess the highlight of the week, and I'll start with you, Gaax, with this, was the game against G2. Now, it's always a bang-up going into games against G2. Last year we saw kind of a lot of nerves, especially from the bot lane going into matches against G2. Was it different for you this year?
I think for me it's always the same no matter who we play. But I think our preparation was actually pretty good. We kind of knew what they were going to ban. I think Mickey and me were on the same page on that from before even preparing. So I think it was pretty easy to win against them because our draft was really broken. And they were also showing that they were not playing well in mid game. So I was pretty confident into the G2 game for sure.
How about you, Mickey? Obviously, it's been covered quite a lot, and you've probably been asked a lot this week about the G2 game. How was your kind of feeling going into that match?
It felt pretty good. I was usually, in our other matches, I didn't really think so much about draft, but against G2, I took some extra time to make sure that I know everything that's gonna happen and kind of figure out what they want to do, all the priorities. So we kind of figured out pretty fast what they were gonna ban and even what they want to pick. We did expect them to pick something actually good, but they picked the Zinza one too. That was not, I didn't expect that one, but played to them. They got me there. But in terms of how they played, yeah, I mean, they were not very good so far. Like, rewatching their other games, they felt a little bit clueless. So, yeah, there was not really many worries going into the game. And then in the game as well, we kind of just like, I mean, we did misplay a bit early, but the game felt pretty smooth. And yeah, overall, it felt nice. And the draft was a complete stomp. So that was nice. It was kind of Jober in Champ Select.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the kind of cleanest wins Fnatic has had over G2. What were the feelings like after the game? Because, you know, you said before G2 was obviously the team you wanted to beat the most, and so was there kind of a sense of relief that it was a win?
It was more like satisfaction, I guess, that my experiences came in handy with last year. But then again, the happiness from the win was kind of cut short because, you know, it's only best of one. It doesn't actually matter in the end. So now I'm kind of just looking forward to best of 3, best of 5, because that's ultimately where I want to beat them and preferably eliminate them. So yeah, there's that. It was a nice little win. Made my day a bit better, but looking forward to the next time. Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, we have to go to the third match of the week, today's match.
Yeah.
Gaax, you guys said, Mickey, before that poke comps were coming a lot into the meta in Europe now. Was this kind of expected from BDS today?
I mean, or at least when I was checking their solo queue, I know they could play champs like, of course, Varus, everyone plays, and then some Jace mid and stuff, but I didn't actually expect them to like go neatly Jace, you know? Yeah, which was that something like crazy. I mean, for sure they're strong early game, right? And like we were preparing for like 20 minutes about what they could do level 1, and then they didn't do anything, which was kind of awkward. But I guess we made it entertaining by doing some shenanigans on the bot lane, on the Drake. So yeah, I think it was the game was actually pretty fine for us if we just didn't make that mistake on bot side. But then Nidalee got mega fed, and it was hard for us to fight early. But yeah, I guess well played to them also. They have to be there to punish us. So, but yeah, I'm not proud of this game, but at least we got a W, you know.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful watching it from backstage. For you, Mickey, how was it? Was it stressful playing it in game as well? Because you guys
definitely was, yeah.
Chunked and poked to.
That was like not the main source of the stress. I think it's mostly the comps. Everyone just wanted to do like 10 different things at the same time. So we were like also doing some bot reviewing during the game, which was not very productive instead of just focusing on what's actually happening in the game. And yeah, I think just a lot of chaos, a lot of stress in that game. So definitely didn't feel great to win that one. But yeah, as you said, a win is a win.
As a kind of a veteran of the scene, what do you kind of say to your teammates when you hear them VOD reviewing, as you say, or arguing in comms about what to do? Do you find that you need to be a voice of reason and unify the team again?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I felt today, and I mean I guess when they were just like arguing about some random point, I just had like chill out, just focus on the next play, stop VOD reviewing. Yeah, I guess that's some of the words I used in today's game.
Something like, oh yeah, come here, guys, I'm gonna do it. Come here.
Yeah, actually, I guess there was like a lot of discussion about what we should do. I was like, just come here, let's do this, and stop discussing it.
That was good,
yeah.
That was kind of it.
Yeah, and okay, just now looking forward into the next best of ones, we have KC, GX, and SK. Obviously, KC and GX being kind of showing stronger play style in the league so far. What do you guys, I'll leave this open to either one of you. What do you guys think that you need to do in order to get another 3-0 week next week?
I think for sure we need to calm down. I think almost every game we're like, even if we are in control of the game, we're really stressed. We are a lot of the times not thinking about waves, and we just talk about how we fight here, fight there, you know. And I think waves is just like the most important thing in League, right? So we need to get better at that for sure. I think also, as Mikyx said, the comms are really stressful, and that makes people confused in game. So I guess it goes both ways with the waves and the communication. But yeah, I think that's actually key. I think macro, of course, can be improved, but I think if we are a team that actually is in control of the game and we are chilling, like we are in scrims, we most of the times do things well. So yeah, it's mostly on us not fucking up, to be honest.
Yeah, and Mickey, obviously you've been a part of many rosters for a long time. This issue that Gaax just touched on about being kind of stressed in comms and stage games being very different from scrims, is this something that you see across the board, or is this something that coming to Fnatic you're kind of experiencing?
Yeah, it's a bit more new, I guess, for me. Usually there's like one guy that likes to be very loud and talk all the time. Here we have like two, I guess, with Upset and Browser. They just like to be talking all the time and be like very loud about it. So then sometimes it feels stressful. And usually telling them to like chill works. But yeah, I'm also kind of new in that area because I haven't had many people like that I work with now that I think about it. Like maybe Marcoon was one of these people where he was like talking a lot and being kind of stressed, or like just like talking 2,000 words per minute. Something have said, I'm like, okay, calm down, bro. Like, just play normal. But yeah, just something we have to, I guess, address. And then once they can reflect a bit on it, then I think it should be better.
And last question for both of you, heading into kind of the business end of Winter Split and then going on to Korea, hopefully. And you said that LCK started, OPL started. How do you think EU stacks up from the showings that we've had in weeks 1 and 2 of LEC?
Take it away.
No, you take it.
I think currently Europe is pretty bad compared to like LCK and LPL.
Yeah.
Feels like the level is a little bit low currently, but you know, maybe we're gonna get better at some point. I mean, I think with our level, at least in scrims, I feel like we're pretty good, like on the individual level. So I think in the Scrim World Championship we can probably win against them. On stage we do need to work on it. But yeah, then again, every time I've been in an international tournament, it never felt like they were like unbeatable, like LPL or LCK teams. Except maybe like 2020, that one was a hard one. But yeah, so you never know. I mean, currently I think we're pretty bad as a whole of the West, but we'll be better, I hope, right?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, for the first international, like either the whole region steps it up or we're gonna be suffering for sure. But yeah, as I said, like I think for us it's most of the time we should be thinking about the future, like what actually matters. Like MSI is actually really important, of course, Worlds and Summer. So feel like teams, especially in the beginning in EU, we are not that good, or we are not consistently good enough to beat Asian teams. So that's a worry of the future, at least for us. But yeah, of course we have to have hope, So yeah, hopefully in the future we can learn from them as well and implement stuff that they do better than us in our gameplay.
And very last question, I just thought of this. Whippo made a couple of waves with his comments about none of the teams in the Americas, North America, wanting to scrim with them. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they want to stream their scrims and level up the region as a whole. Any thoughts about streaming scrims?
I think if people want to level up the region, they should probably spend their time watching LCK, LPL.
Yeah, same.
But hey, I don't know.
Same. I think
that's just my opinion.
So there's no chance that we can, from a content perspective,
stream our scrims. Forget about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit. All right, I tried. All right, any last words?
No, yeah, thank you for supporting us. It's maybe not been the easiest way in terms of games, but we made it 3-0, and hopefully we can close it out with a 3-0 next week and beat Noah and June. I'm actually hyped to beat them.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
See ya.